Hello, I'm Nancy Bodenhausen. I'm the lead consultant for Title I Family Engagement at the California Department of Education. This session will cover some of the department's resources that can help you plan, implement, and evaluate effective family engagement practices. Recent legislation and initiatives have really brought family engagement into the forefront in California and across the country over the past couple of years. All these initiatives affect California's school children and their families. Why is engaging families in the education of their children so important? A large body of research demonstrates the results that can be gained when parents are involved in the education of their children. These are some of the benefits. As educators, we've implemented many types of school reform efforts aimed at improving student outcomes. Building effective partnerships with parents and community is one of the areas many schools can more fully develop. This often untapped potential may be one of the reasons for the renewed emphasis on family engagement. Family and community engagement activities can make a significant contribution to school improvement. An extensive and reliable study of Chicago schools in 2010 analyzed the differences between schools that improved student achievement and those that did not. The study found that strong family and community ties were one of 5 supports that, in combination, were likely to result in significant gains in math and reading. These are the 5 areas that were determined by the Chicago study to be essential supports for school improvement. As you can see, parent-school community ties is one of the 5. The 5 areas are interrelated. Without all 5, students were substantially less likely to make gains in reading and math. Weakness in any one area over time was found to undermine improvement. In the efforts to improve student achievement at your schools, how does family engagement stack up with these other essentials in planning and conversations related to improving student outcomes? Are your district or school's family engagement activities planned for maximum impact on student learning? So-called random acts of family engagement may not have the effects that you hope for. Effective family and community engagement is an intentional and systemic partnership of educators, families, and community members. Like all other educational programs, in order to be effective, family engagement should be well planned, evaluated, and sustainable through change, with resources allocated to accomplish the objectives. Let's look at 3 essential ingredients for family engagement that makes a difference for students. Know your community, build partnerships, and connect to student learning. Before you can reach out to parents and families, you must know something about them. What does the data at your district or school tell you about how you may need to reach out to families? Families at all socioeconomic levels have high aspirations for their children. Families from all backgrounds report a desire to be involved, want their children to do well in school, and hope that their children will achieve a better life than their parents. Families may not participate in school for a wide variety of reasons. Some parents may not speak English or are daunted by the academic language of educators. Some parents have had negative experiences with their own schooling and are reluctant to trust educators. Some immigrant families come from cultures in which parents may not be expected to play a role in school decisions or are unfamiliar with the education system in the United States. In some families, adults have multiple jobs in addition to their family responsibilities, and attending meetings is difficult. In some schools, families may not feel respected or welcomed by school staff. School climate data may help you identify ways to make your school more parent-friendly. Two-way communication involves both giving and receiving information from families. A good way to find out the best ways to engage families is to ask families and school community members. A focus group of parents and community leaders representative of the school community may provide suggestions about how to make families feel more welcome at school. Parent surveys and home visits may provide valuable information about what students and parents need in order to better support the school and their students. It has been observed that people support what they helped create. Do you involve families representative of your school community in planning family activities? How might you better include more families in the planning process? Partnerships, by definition, are not one-sided. We all know that good relationships take work. Both educators and families need training and practice in working together if homeschool partnerships are to result in improved student outcomes. Educators can help by providing and explaining student achievement data to families and by modeling strategies to support learning at home. Families can share information with their teachers about their students' strengths, interests, and learning styles, so strategies can be established together to advance student learning. When families have information and feel empowered to participate in their child's education, they often become advocates not only for their own children, but for the success of all students. Our ultimate goal for partnering with families and the community is to help students learn. Our data tells us where we need to focus our efforts for students. If we thoughtfully enlist the support of families in our priority areas for students, we're more likely to see a greater improvement in those areas. For example, if your district is focusing on improving reading skills, how can you enlist the support of families to help students improve? As students move from one stage of their education to the next, we can continue to engage families and help them understand how to support their children at all stages of learning. As you and your school team work together to improve family engagement practices, remember the 3 key areas of family engagement. You can use these questions to help prompt discussion. When schools, families, communities, and students share responsibility for student learning, we can expect great outcomes. Please feel free to contact me for additional information.